2.
Welcome back, everyone. Reversal arrows are included in your Knoxville divergence indicator. I don't use them that often, at least right now, as of the time I'm making this video. But you may be interested in what they mean, how they were built, and you might be interested in how to know how to turn them off if you don't want to see them. If we go back over to MetaTrader, what I'd like to do is pop up a couple of extra indicators that we have talked a little bit about, but not a lot. What we want to do is insert some indicators. So we'll move to Insert, Indicators, and then we'll choose Oscillators. And what we want to choose are the MACD and the Stochastic oscillator. So let's go ahead and choose the MACD to begin with. And then we will adjust some settings. The typical MACD that comes with MetaTrader 4 is actually slightly different than the MACD that you get on other trading platforms. It's very odd, still fits the system, but it is really weird. In fact, the MACD only has one setting level. It's set to 13. It's really odd, but we're going to put it on the screen anyway. I'm not going to make a big deal about it, and I'm just going to sort of deal with it and plot it on the screen. That's the force indicator. I don't know why we put that one up there. I don't know how that happened. So let's say you put the wrong indicator on the screen like I did. We click on Charts, Indicators List, Force Index, and Delete. Let's try that again. Insert, Indicators, Oscillators, MACD. Now we've got it. Parameters. That's still the force index. That is really odd. Do you notice that?
Yeah.
So if that keeps happening to you, we can go to View, Navigator, and we can choose MACD, and we can drag it over onto the chart. Custom indicator, MACD. That sounds good. That sounds much better than what we were just dealing with right now. We go to Common. Nothing needs to be changed. Inputs, 12, 26, and 9. Now this looks like what we want. Colors, silver and red. Silver and red, silver and red. I was just being Burl Ives from Frosty the Snowman. Let's make this line a little bit thicker if we can. That'll be red. Now that's going to add a weird-looking indicator to the bottom of our screen. It's got histogram bars. That's what those bars are called. And it's got a line running up and down through the charts. Now there's a middle to this whole thing, which you can see on your chart. There's a middle. I call that the zero line. And you can see that occasionally the red line on the chart is moving up above and then back down below the zero line. And sometimes it just stays really close to the zero line. That's the MACD. We don't have to get into a long conversation about the MACD. I don't really care about it that much. Now we're going to insert indicators. We're going to try this again. Oscillators. Stochastic oscillator. And it shows the wrong indicator again. So clearly there's something going on with our touch screen, blah, blah, blah. So we'll go back to View, Navigator, and we're going to choose Stochastic. Highlight it, hold it, drag it, and we're dragging. We go straight to Inputs, and here are some settings we need to change. The typical MACD will be set to 533 or 933 or 1433. We're going to rock these values totally differently. We're going to change the K period to 70. We're going to change the D period to 10. We're going to change the slowing period to 10. Now, what does this all mean? These are just indicator settings. I don't want to go into all the stuff that the stochastic means. I don't even remember the formula for the stochastic oscillator, but it's weird looking if you look it up on the web. Once we click OK, well, let's just change the colors a little bit here so that they're a little bit easier to see. We'll make a white line and a yellow line, and we'll make those lines a little bit thicker so they're a little bit easier to see. We'll close out that window, and now we've got the MACD and the stochastic oscillator on our charts. Now, Nate, I'm going to try to zoom in here and get a look at an arrow. There's one too. This is a good one. This is a good one. And I'm going to grab the sketch tool, and we should be able to use If you want to zoom in, we want to look at this area right in here. And just let me know when we're about ready. Now, for the purpose of this conversation, you're going to have to play a little creative imagination with me here because we're using the MACD from MetaTrader and it won't be exact. We see an arrow on our chart right here and it's pointed down. It's very small, so you might not see it very well. We can also see that the MACD at this time is traveling lower. And you're going to have to imagine along with me that at the exact time the arrow appears, the MACD is crossing through the 0 line, the horizon, the very middle, right there. And it kind of is. It's very close. The red line is traveling and crossing through the 0 line. And at the same time that's happening, the stochastic is overbought. This red line is pointing downward for one important reason. The MACD is falling at the same time the stochastic oscillator has tons and tons and tons of room to continue going down. It's an early warning sign, a suggestion, yet not a guarantee, that price is going to fall. That's how an arrow is created. That's a downward arrow. If we look at an upward arrow in that same area of focus, we can see that a green upward arrow is placed on the chart right here, and it's pointed up. At that time, the MACD red line is traveling up through the horizon or the 0 level. Not exactly with this version of the MACD, but in most typical versions of the MACD, that will be the case. At the same time that happens, the stochastic oscillator is oversold, or below 30. That creates an upward arrow, and it's a suggestion that price is about to continue traveling upward. Many people ask, do I need to have these indicators on the screen? No, you don't. We built these indicators right into the reversal tabs and the Knoxville divergence. So if we want to, we can remove the MACD and the stochastic from our charts, and our arrows will remain, our divergence lines will remain, and our charts look the same even though we're not displaying those extra indicators. Now, what if you don't want to see those reversal arrows? No problem. We go to Charts, Indicators List, double-click on Knoxville Divergence, and Edit. What you do is you scroll down to Lower and Upper, 70 and 30. You change upper to 99 and lower to 1. And then the reversal indicator is so difficult, the math is so difficult to achieve that it won't ever produce a signal and it won't ever produce an arrow, and the arrows will disappear from your screen. You may choose to leave them because they may give you a little added extra confirmation that the Knoxville divergence is ready to go. You may choose to keep them, you may choose to delete them. That's it for our lessons on Knoxville divergence. We'll conclude everything in the next lesson that comes, and then I'll show you where we're going from here. I hope you enjoy using it and playing around with it. I'm Rob Booker, thanks to our sponsor, Forest Park FX. If you're interested in FX trading, contact Forest Park FX to open up a trading account and get cashback rebates on every trade you place. Forex trading carries a significant risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Terms and conditions will apply. Check them out at forestparkfx.com, and I'll see you in the next one.